What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show. We discuss everything going on here in our country that you need to know about on a daily basis, including money, investing, the stock market, the fourth stimulus package update, and the stimulus check update. If you're new to our YouTube channel, make sure to click the subscribe button down below as new videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will keep you up to date with everything, so make sure you subscribe. It's completely free to do so you don't miss out on new videos. And also, thanks for hitting the like button for us down below. We have another state passing new stimulus checks here. I'll give you the details on that, as well as this. Defense officials reportedly have a, quote, real concern about World War III. That's right, check this out.
Ukraine's President Zelensky pleading with America and Poland to send those warplanes and approve a no-fly zone. But at the Defense Department, John Kirby says no, not going to do it. Roll tape.
What's the difference in providing javelins and stingers to the Ukrainians versus MiGs or fighter jets? Why is that more provocative?
The transfer of combat aircraft right now could be mistaken by Mr. Putin and the Russians as an escalatory step. We need to be careful about every decision we make, that we aren't making the potential for escalation worse. Because that's not only not good for NATO, but it's certainly not going to be good for the Ukrainian people.
All right, let's bring in Brett Baer on this. Brett's standing at the map right there. The pictures that we're getting out of Ukraine are horrific. Wouldn't that justify a stronger military response from America, like delivering some jets?
Yeah, Stuart, good morning. I think there's a balancing act here, and there is a real concern about World War III from officials at the Pentagon and at the White House particularly. Just to give you a real quick look at where we are today. Russian forces still control the south here. There's a lot of activity around Mariupol, and we saw that was where that maternity and children's hospital was bombed yesterday. Kharkiv still getting bombed. But the biggest activity is right around the outskirts of Kyiv as forces continue to kind of move from all directions to try to cut off the capital city. And I just want to go a little bit closer in here. This is Kyiv up close, and you can kind of see in this these different areas the movement of Russian troops as they try to encircle Kyiv. Now, I want to read one thing. Just a few seconds ago, you had the Director of National Intelligence up on Capitol Hill, Avril Haines, and here's what she said. This is about the Russian action. Moscow underestimated the strength of Ukraine's resistance and the degree of internal military challenges we are observing in the Russian military, which include an ill-constructed plan, morale issues, and considerable logistical challenges. And what is unclear at this stage is whether Russia will continue to pursue a maximalist plan to capture all or most of Ukraine, which we assess would require more resources. They judge it will be especially challenging for the Russians to control Ukrainian territory because they're not even effectively doing that right now, Stuart. And I think that's where you're seeing the South there having the most success as far as containing, but even these towns right here are being defended by Ukrainians that are really a lot more intense and resolved and resilient at fighting back.
I'm trying to almost read between the lines of what the National Intelligence Director actually said there, but it seems like the Russians are not doing very well. It's a negative view of Russian involvement in Ukraine and their military action. Do you read it like that?
I do, and it's she ends it saying it's not sustainable. And if you're going to install a pro-Russian regime to Kyiv, it's likely going to be a persistent and significant insurgency. You're talking about a long, long war. And remember what the Russians went through in Afghanistan, that eventually they left with their tail between their legs, defeated. You're looking at something similar at the beginning stages, at least right now.
Does the Russians have an exit ramp, or are they just compelled to keep going forward and make it a wider war?
So that's the scary part, is that the same intelligence officials believe that Putin will not just get off this. He will double down and triple down unless he's provided some diplomatic off-ramp, and so far they have not reached that.
Can I just ask you about what the Democrats did last night in Congress? They passed this $1.5 trillion federal spending bill. But, Brett, as you know, they dropped, I think it was, what, $13 billion or $15 billion worth of COVID aid. What happened?
Well, there's a debate, and Republicans wanted offsets, and it would not pass in the Senate if there were not offsets for that new COVID aid. Remember, there's a lot of COVID aid from the last tranche of money that has not been spent in around the country. And remember the whole school district thing. A lot of schools were given a lot of money, but they were still closing for COVID. Now we're at a different stage. Now the money is going repurposed to Ukraine. So $13.6 billion is earmarked for Ukrainian aid.
Yeah, he's right. Keeping all this straight is quite the task sometimes, or a lot of the times. Keeping up with Congress and inflation and stimulus money and all these different states and everything going on here is a lot. Meanwhile, Putin might be going at this for a while, which will be affecting everybody in the world, including Americans, and the price on gas and the price on inflation. Unfortunately, check this out.
With this breaking news out of Russia, after a diplomatic push to end the conflict in Ukraine, French President Emmanuel Macron and German Chancellor Olaf Scholz spent about 75 minutes on the phone with Vladimir Putin today, urging an immediate ceasefire. But according to French officials, Putin gave no indication he intends to stop this war. Earlier today, Ukrainian President Zelensky speaking on where negotiations with Russia stand.
A group of Ukrainians and Russian representatives, they're discussing certain issues. They have discussed real things and not just throw ultimatums at us. I know that there should be a fundamentally different approach, and it should be so. I believe that our Western partners are not sufficiently involved in that process.
Meantime, in Ukraine, Russia is intensifying its attacks as forces close in on the capital city of Kyiv. In Mariupol, Ukraine is accusing Russia of shelling a mosque that was sheltering more than 80 civilians. Residents of that city have been trapped for more than a week now without food, electricity, or water. And this just in moments ago, eBay has temporarily suspended all transactions involving Russian addresses. The company says that this decision comes as a result of service interruptions by payment vendors and shipping carriers. Those payment vendors may be having to do with the sanctions imposed on Russia.
And there are a lot of eBay sellers from Russia that do ship over to the US. And this is just another blow to the Russian economy and the Russian people. Remember that a lot of the Russian people don't even know the real story. So remember, the Russian media has been blocked out, and they have gotten rid of Facebook, Instagram, and all non-state issued media. Similar what happened to in Germany in World War II. So now they can basically only get what Putin puts out in state-controlled media. So what the narrative they're putting out is basically that Russia is going to liberate Ukraine. They're going to help Ukraine. If you watched my previous video, I had a video of a father from Russia that called a son in Ukraine. And if you didn't see that video, I'll link you to that video at the end of this. You definitely need to see that. It was really eye-opening. I'll link you to that video at the end of this. Yeah, that's just they don't get to see the footage that we get to see. We get to see the actual footage of, everything, the bombs and, the hospitals being destroyed and, the people fleeing Ukraine. They don't get to see that in Russia. They only get to see what Russia shows them. So it's quite a different reality of what's going on. Yeah, so let me know your thoughts here. And meanwhile, the whole world is feeling economic pain, not quite as bad as Russia, as their dollar, the ruble, is just free falling, and their stock market has not yet opened. I know, it's crazy to think how long it's been closed here. And the price of gas here in the U.S. still just absolutely so insane. $4.32 a gallon on average. That's the average price. Some places are a lot higher in the $5 per gallon. Some places in California in the $6 per gallon range. Yeah, just extremely, extremely high here. You can see here a month ago, we were at 348. Now we're at 432. The price of a gallon of diesel is 513. Yeah, and that affects everything that gets put on our shelves, like bread, eggs, or anything like a pair of shoes, or anything you buy that's non-perishable, even if it's produced in the USA or not. That has to get trucked by a semi, most likely, and that uses diesel. So that affects inflation. A month ago, that diesel price was $3.88. Now that's $5.13. But meanwhile, we do have more and more states that continue to step up to the plate and want to issue or are issuing more state stimulus checks, what they're calling anti-inflation stimulus checks now on a state level. Here's the newest one. Check this out.
The state may soon be giving out inflation relief checks to Oklahomans. House Speaker Charles McCall filed a bill that would provide $150 to Oklahomans who have a single tax filing status and $250 for couples filing jointly. It passed out of committee yesterday and now moves to the full House.
Yeah, so you can see here the state bill in Oklahoma now has providing inflation relief has passed out of committee for the state of Oklahoma. So not fully passed, but on the way. The state of Oklahoma may soon be giving out inflation relief checks to Oklahomans. House Speaker of the state of Oklahoma, Charles McCall, filed a bill that would provide $150 to single filers of Oklahoma who have a single tax filing status and $250 for couples filing jointly. The bill passes out of committee and now moves to the full House in the state of Oklahoma. So just yet another state here. As I said, so many different states here that are providing inflation relief checks or anti-inflation checks. These type of checks are just kind of sweeping the nation here on the state level because states have so much money here right now, and it just feels like state after state after state on a weekly basis are announcing these, passing these, or projecting these, or considering these here almost on a weekly basis. And well, really they all range in dollar amounts. I don't know how they come up through. Well, they come up through with the amount based on how many people or how much money they have. And I mean, Maine is doing a $750 one. California says that they could do up to $1,100 this year. Again, remember they did one last year. There's a lot of different states all doing varying amounts. So Oklahoma could do up to $250. Each one varies, but hey, anything is better than nothing. These are on the state levels, and I wouldn't be surprised to see one on the federal level as well, because, well, federal level, the country from Congress has already done stimulus check 1, stimulus check 2, stimulus check 3, and the monthly checks called the child tax credits. And they've done rent assistance, mortgage assistance, utility assistance. They've done student loan debt forgiveness. They've done a whole bunch of different things. And remember that stimulus check 1 and stimulus check 2 was a bipartisan effort from Republicans and Democrats. Stimulus check 3 was done just by Democrats alone. So they could really pass these either way. And then now we have Democrats proposing, they have an actual bill to issue quarterly stimulus checks to Americans, as you can see directly here on your screen, by taxing oil companies posting huge profits, because oil companies, gas companies, in the United States here are just profiting massive amounts, larger than they ever have, um, by these record prices of oil and gas. And if they don't lower their prices, the Democrats and congressmen, congresswomen say that they're taking advantage of Americans right now by making record profits. And if they're not grossly taking advantage of Americans right now, and they don't lower their prices because they're taking advantage of Americans, then they're going to have to issue some of these profits back to Americans by, and they can do this by passing a bill in Congress and force them to do this. So, because remember that this land is leased from the government, where the majority of this land is. So, and then we also have economists calling to issue gas vouchers or checks or however they want to do this, potentially as high as $300 per month. So we have a lot of different potential checks coming our way. And as you just seen, we have a lot of states issuing these here as well. So many different states literally giving money back here. And on the federal level, put a lot of potential here as well. Remember, we've already seen 3 different stimulus checks and mortgage assistance, rent assistance, utility assistance, and there's $800 billion of stimulus money that's already approved, just sitting there that they could use for programs like this. And it's already approved. It's already approved from Stimulus Package 1, Stimulus Package 2, and Stimulus Package 3. So they could use it to send out gasoline vouchers or send out an anti-inflation stimulus check, just like these states are. So these states are doing it. So obviously they think it's a good idea, and there's a variety of different states that are sending these out. If you've been watching my channel, it's not just like one state. So, and honestly, I think if you definitely need to stay tuned, because almost here on a daily basis, I have more and more states either proposing, announcing, or actually passing these state stimulus checks. And some of them are higher than the stimulus checks from the federal government. So yeah, I will keep you up to date here with everything. So make sure to click the subscribe button down below, as it's completely free to do so. This way you won't miss out on new videos that come out here on our YouTube channel. Subscribing is completely free to do so. And after you click the subscribe button, click the bell icon next that appears after you subscribe next to the subscribe button. Remember that new videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember those times and tune in at those times so you don't miss out on new videos. You can click here to watch my newest video next, or you can click here to see another new check that is just announced going out right now. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video.